it is also a moment of pride for us that we are well on track, as the IMF has projected that by 2027, India will be the world's third largest GDP. It is also very appropriate that despite all the turbulence, all the volatility, uncertainty, and complexities that the world is going through, and I think that was the subject of your previous session, we continue to be the fastest growing economy in the world, and we continue to power global growth through growth in India. And friends, all of this is only possible when we work to a mission, collectively have a vision, when we are all aligned in our commitment to Viksit Bharat at 2047, when we shall celebrate 100 years of independence. It can only happen when you trust the government and the government trusts business and the people of India. It's a two-way traffic. In fact, I still remember when we came out with the Jan Vishwas bill a couple of years ago, where through one act of parliament, almost 42 or 43 laws of India were suitably amended to decriminalize over 180 sections, which were in some way or the other a burden, a compliance burden, a threat of criminal action on businesses, on the people of India. In our effort to promote ease of doing business, to promote ease of living, we've been continuously making life for businesses easier, reducing over 40,000 compliances, decriminalizing several laws, removing nearly 2,000 laws from the statute book. In that effort, when we came out with the Jan Vishwas bill, the Honorable Prime Minister suggested to me that the bill should reflect the trust between the people of India and the government of India, the mutual trust. And that is why the name was given Jan Vishwas Now Act. And for those who are from other countries, Jan is people, Vishwas is trust. It's reflective of the people's trust in the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, in the work of the government. And it's reflecting the fact that we are decriminalizing, the fact that we are promoting self-certification, the fact that we are encouraging businesses to come up with suggestions to make their businesses easier, the fact that we are working towards making people's lives simpler, is reflective of the government which trusts its stakeholders. And therefore, when we talk of building trust, it's a collective effort of all of us. Ideation, implementation, it's a process. And I must say, CII has played a very important role in this journey. We are blessed to have the support and encouragement from different areas in which the CII is continuously engaged with the government, acting as a bridge between your aspirations and our actions. And therefore, I think the effort that the government is doing, the effort that we want to promote, for example, as was just mentioned by Ipsita, the fact that artificial intelligence is something that we all recognize and we can all see galloping towards greater adoption in the country. CII has played an important role in helping us not only skill people, not only skill MSMEs or industry, but also understand the regulatory framework that will be required, also helping us assess its impact on businesses, on employment, on the needs of skilling or the reskilling that many of our professionals will require, the retraining that would be required in many organizations. And that's what will lead to not only responsible artificial intelligence, but will also lead to embracing technologies to work more efficiently, to work smarter, and get the best output in the interests of the people of India. And I think growth through trade, growth through a resilient economy or resilient supply chains, growth through innovation, all of these will be incomplete until we can promote inclusive growth. And therefore, friends, I would like to briefly touch upon what this government over the last 11 years has focused on. Many of us in the room will clearly remember the 2013-14 period when we were being looked down as a fragile five economy. The world had almost written us off. On almost every macroeconomic parameter, we were in trouble. Whether it's growth, low growth, inflation, high inflation, foreign exchange reserves depleting rapidly, matter of concern. When it came to banking, I think the story is etched in all our minds. Public sector banks were losing money of phenomenal amounts. And we all know the kind of non-performing loans and difficult conditions in which the Indian banking system found itself. And all of us in business recognize that a strong banking system, large foreign exchange reserves, rapid growth in the economy, control on inflation, these are all the building blocks of a successful growth story of an economy that wishes to reach the benefits of development at that point of time to 1.2 billion people. Prime Minister Modi took 3 tracks in his vision to promote the India story to the world. On the one hand, he got cracking on strengthening all the macroeconomic fundamentals, strengthening the India economy, the India growth story, our ability to navigate difficulties, our ability to withstand challenges, crisis, and quickly got the Reserve Bank of India to look at targeting inflation on a 4% plus minus 2% band, mandated Reserve Bank for the very first time, making inflation a part of their responsibility, primary responsibility, which, by the way, until 2014-15 was not the case. It was a part of their job, but they were not mandated by law to focus on inflation the way we did as soon as we came into government. Prime Minister Modi started looking at the twin factors of growth, infrastructure and investments in infrastructure, leading to investment-led growth, and consumption and ability of the people of India to consume, to demand goods and services to lead to consumption-led growth. And on this twin track, started building up the country's growth story such that for the last 3 years now in a row, we have been the fastest growing economy, large economy in the world. And I dare say for the next 30 years now, we will continue to be the fastest growing large economy in the world. His second pillar, friends, and of course this journey has led to a growth in the region of 6 or 7% on a sustained basis. We hope to edge it up to 8%, and this is at constant prices. On a nominal US dollar denominated GDP growth, we are nearly 9.5%, 10%, because our foreign exchange, our currency, has maintained stability. And even in the case of international upheavals, we have been amongst the better performing economies amongst the emerging markets. Today we sport the world's 4th largest foreign currency reserves at about $690 billion, more than twice what we had inherited. Our inflation story, I think, for the last 3 months has been below 4%. And I think the Reserve Bank has done a phenomenal job over the last 5 or 6 years in maintaining a good balance between liquidity in the market and between the interest rates and currency management that we have seen. Of course, the stock market, and of course, the stock market is not the only barometer, so kindly don't hold me to this. But by and large, the stock market discounts the future. And if we look at the 2014 to 2025 period, the stock market has probably grown 300%. It should be a 4x plus. If I remember correctly, and my memory doesn't fail me, somebody could probably use ChatGPT or Grok or the good old Google if you still use that. But I think the Nifty was probably at about 5,700 or 5,800 when we came into government in 2014. You must be a big investor. From 5,700 or 800, anybody found the number so far? CII slow ho gaya bhai. We are today at what, nearly touching 25,000? My maths is not wrong. Show me one comparable case in the world which has given this kind of a return on a large base of companies over a sustained decade. I remember reading a report by one of the advisory companies, firms in Mumbai, which had looked at the returns that the stock markets across the world have given over the last 20 years, 30 years. And we were right on top of the chart. And we are not dependent on 1 or 2 or 10 or 20 scripts. Our returns are nearly 20% CAGR over probably a few hundred companies over the last 20 years or 25 years. And which is what makes India a compulsive investment destination. You've seen the FDI numbers, they've consistently been breaking records. Saw a little slowdown for a year, year and a half. The last number I saw was again back to $81 billion. So we are back on track on the growth trajectory. And we are working through international trading relations